Okay, today on Chump Talk, we're kind of going back to our roots a little bit, Poolsy. We kind of when we started this podcast, we got a lot of friends on. That's all we could get at the time. We got a lot of friends on, and we asked them about their careers, and we just get to talk with the boys a little bit. So today we're going back to our roots, and Keaton McLaughlin of the Elmira Sugar Kings joins us now. And can we actually say of the Elmira Sugar Kings, is that like actually your team right now?
Right now it's up in the air. Kind of
Right.
figuring that out. I've talked to my coaches a little bit, so it's kind of still up in the air, but
Okay.
we'll keep it as that right now.
No breaking news then right away.
No, not yet.
It's gotta be broke on Chump Talk though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there when that time comes, hopefully.
Brady, before we went on here, Brady was telling me that you were just in BC recently. Why don't you just kind of tell us what that trip was about? Obviously had to do with hockey a little bit there. So why don't you get into that trip there and just kind of what things you were doing out there?
Yeah, sounds good. First thing was I was supposed to do some prospect camps for West Kelowna, Victoria, and then one more, Penticton. So those all got canceled because of COVID. So I wasn't supposed to go at all. And then there were just supposed to be 3 in a row. I was supposed to be there for 5 weeks. I was still able to go for 5 weeks, which was amazing. Kind of how it happened is it all got canceled. I was pretty bummed out because I've been training for a long time. I haven't been on the ice like at all other than at Nexus.
Yeah.
And sent an email to West Kelowna and just said, hey, I'm still probably going to come out for 10 days was kind of the idea. Would I be able to hop on the ice, meet the coaches, do a tour? So it was crickets for a bit from them. And then probably about 3 or 4 days later, I got an email back from their scout. He said they have a spring program going on right now with more like 03, 04 guys. So I was able to get a spot there. And then from there, I had a phone call with him, got a billet for 2 weeks. So I left with 2 friends, went with Tim and Dave as buddies as well. Drove up with them on the way up, took a week and a bit, did Vancouver, Golfton, Golden, some Canmore, driving.
Canmore is sweet. That's one of my favorite places.
Canmore is amazing. We did the Howling, saying it wrong, but the lake there is amazing. It was sweet. Canmore was amazing. And then golfing again, hadn't golfed in Ontario.
Yeah. I remember when I saw on Instagram of you guys golfing, and that was when it was nice weather here, but we weren't allowed to golf. I was just pissed. I was not happy about it. But now it's open and I've got out a ton. We'll have to get out when you get back from the States for sure. But when you were in BC, those are all BCHL teams, right?
Yeah, they are. All 3 of them are.
So the BCHL for people that aren't familiar with that league, it's like Tier 2 Junior A. Was that what they would call it?
Correct. Yeah.
And it's got to be one of the best junior leagues after the OHL in Ontario. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think the debate is kind of between the NAHL, which is the North American, and the BCHL as far as like NCAA D1 commits goes. So
yeah, that's going to be my next point. You see a lot of guys sign in the NCAA after playing in the BCHL. A guy we've had on and now has a pro contract in the AHL, Adam Brubaker. He went that route. He played, I think, 2 years or maybe just a year and a half in the BCHL, but now we're going to get him back on. He played this year in Manitoba Moose. So what kind of is your future goals? I'll kind of take it back. I'll take it back a little bit before I ask that. So your hockey career, and you haven't played in the BCHL yet, and hopefully you do, or wherever this next year takes you. COVID kind of screwed that up. But from watching you in minor hockey, like 3-4 years ago, Barrage as your coach, you were just like a ball out there, and you still play the same way, but you're just rocking people. and we'll call a spade. Maybe a little extra weight on there helped a lot too. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I was quite the guy back then.
So from there, all of a sudden, you're the best player on your minor midget team. And then, or one of the best. There's a lot of good players on that team you played on. And then right to junior B, and you're contributing in a junior B loop that junior B loop, Elmira's, doesn't get enough credit. It's a really good hockey league, and there's a lot of good players in that league, and you're contributing there. And now hopefully going on to something further. So kind of fill us in on what would be future goals of yours as far as hockey goes.
Yeah, so tying back, like kind of finishing up after I toured up those guys, I spent 2 weeks in West Kelowna, skated there, and was able to score an invite to their main camp, and then had to drive home where I did a couple different things, Squamish and Banff and Whistler and such, more touring. But the 2 weeks My goal as far as my hockey career has been super weird.
Yeah.
Compared to most people. Started single A, never played triple A. I played single A all the way through, and then from midget, then made the jump to the Kings, and then from there I played a fourth line role, and then this year I would add a bit more responsibility, and kind of been able to play more a creative game rather than just a bowling ball out there and roughing everyone up. My goals as far as hockey goes is the BCHL is where I want to be. I've trained the last how long with not being on the ice at all, to kind of set that goal for myself. And coming from a junior B where I was pretty young still, coming out of single A, I played catch up a lot, and then not being able to play this year, it's been pretty tough. I will be going out there to some main camps I got invited to, and then some other teams that talked. Port Alberni, so that'll be super cool as well, seeing some sort of exposure, which I'm not used to.
Yeah,
playing single A.
So
the goal is the BCHL. Whether that happens this year or next year, I got 2 more years left, so I'm not in a massive rush. I was able to kind of sit down and talk with Adam as well about where I could look, what teams I could play for, and kind of being able to have a good conversation with him and realizing that it's not a super big rush. So after that, obviously the NCAA is where I'm looking, because I want to, that D1 hockey with hockey there is just incredible. Having a education and a scholarship, hopefully, to one of those schools would just be next level. And then a lot of guys are able to go pro and walk into a pretty good pro league after that. So I don't know. We'll see where it takes me.
Okay, let's say there's 4 BCHL GMs listening to this right now, and they got to see you skate a little bit, but they want to hear more of a scouting report right from yourself. What type of player is Keaton McLaughlin?
Yeah, I've been figuring this out a little bit myself. One thing that I think a lot of people, anyone who's watched me knows, is that I can throw the body. I can hit, and I hit hard. Another one would be on the low wall, being able to create space, opening up other players, and being able to pull a lot of attention to myself because of the way I play. I make people mad, I get them angry, and they all want to collapse to me. Opens up my teammates. The third thing I would say is something I've been actually working on a lot is, well, just finding good passing areas, being a playmaker a bit, and incorporating that in my game as well. And then the last thing I would probably say is a little bit lower on the list, which I've been working on a ton, is just my skill game, scoring, putting the puck in the net, which I think I can do. And I was looking forward to doing that in Elmira, but
that was going to be the next thing I was going to bring up, because I know and I'm friends with both your older brothers as well, Nolan and Brant, and all 3 of you watching minor hockey, exact same player pools. I don't know if you got a chance to see Brant.
No, I didn't see Brant, but I just remember when I was living in Elmira, this would have been like 2 years ago. You guys were playing Center Wellington or Fergus or whatever the heck they're called. And just watching you play in the playoffs there, like you play a game that not many guys can play, like a high skill guy, very physical, like every shift is exciting. Every time you're on the ice, everyone's kind of looking out for you, like just the guys that were watching and stuff like that. So it's extremely exciting the way you play.
But Poolsy, if you had the chance to watch his 2 older brothers,
I don't think I've seen them.
Exact same, but hands like Keith said, he's working on her hands. And I've been out, but those 2 guys, Brant and Nolan, and I hope they're listening to this, and they will agree with me. Stone hands. You could set them up. You could set them up backdoor. That puck's not going in, but they're gonna get there every time. But Keith's, we've got the chance to play roller hockey a little bit during COVID as well, and I can see that the hands definitely are getting a lot better, and they are going to be a part of your game once you get going. Talk about ways you've gained that attribute.
Asset
Attribute.
Yeah.
There's a good word.
There it is. Honestly, it's just been kind of fooling around with the roller hockey stuff, and when I'm bored, I'll even just hop out front and kind of play catch and get used to like the soft hand sort of thing. And then from there, it's just working at Nexus. Luke's been pretty nice at letting a couple of us guys, only one at a time, go on the ice pad there and the synthetic, and being able to use that. And the real ice is like huge for me because it's a super small, it's no bigger than the room I'm in right now, and it's just something where I can work on tight area stuff and stick handling in like super awkward positions. So that's helped me a lot, which has been just that business has helped me a lot just in general, whether it's a gym, working out, or in the ice or synthetic. Those are the main things I would say. Nothing out of the ordinary, just being on the ice and practicing that, and that being the only thing that I'm practicing.
Yeah. Okay. I want to get to Nexus because we have mentioned it a couple times, and no free ads, but I guess here's a free ad for Luke. Get on that, Luke. But Nexus, you're employed there still currently?
I am, yeah.
So talk about your role there. Talk about Nexus in a whole, because I know we were going to try to get Luke on with you for this, but I feel like you can explain the company just as good as maybe he can, or a little step down. But explain what Nexus is and what kind of their goals are.
Yeah, so it started as just the gym in Elmira, just the gym component, being able to have that and more doing personal training and development stuff there with young athletes. Luke's main idea and Luke's goal is to get young hockey players from Elmira, Waterloo, surrounding areas to come in and train in this area. So once we kind of got that base, grind hockey training used to be kind of by the market there in St. Jacobs / Waterloo. So we partnered with them. So in there we have now, we got the small ice pad, we got the skating treadmill, and then we got the synthetic upstairs. So that's been a great area, just personal development. It's called Nexus Development. The whole idea of that is to get those younger athletes and the older guys especially, get them kind of away from the gym side of things and more working on the skill development side of things there. So the ages like 6 to 12, main focus is going on the treadmill, going through a 12-week program, learning the basics and teaching them how to do that. And then from the ice, we get the older guys from my age, me, Dry, down to Evan Passmore, Beisel, some of the younger guys going on there. So Luke's goal is kind of developing those younger athletes, whether it's on the ice, off the ice, in the gym, and incorporating that into their everyday life and just making sure that they can do the things that I think Luke wanted to do, but didn't really have good opportunity, I think. And he'll speak more on that and have a conversation with you guys about that. But
yeah, we'll do that. And your role there is just trainer, basically, or what?
Yes. So what I do is I made a 12-week progression for the skating treadmill. So I'm a coach for that. That's kind of my main thing. And then I do some personal training, whether with different sports, whether it's off ice or I do a basketball one as well. Some little basketball drills guy there. So
there's no way you're good at basketball.
Not much of a basketball player. I hold my own out there though. Mainly the skating treadmill and then the younger kids on the ice is what I do there.
Do those skating treadmills suck?
Yeah, so that's a big conversation. Yeah. Those things, they're interesting. I've gone on them. I had to do some like video stuff on them. It's not as bad as you'd think. It's super weird though.
Yeah, like I feel like my stride would just get a little too wide when I'm tired, and I would just face plant for sure. Yeah. Like how wide are we talking?
So I would say like maybe like 6 feet. Like It's not super for someone like our size, our height. It's pretty tough to keep your stride on there. Like you want to hit the edge a bit. So it's more for like it's like 6 to 12, like the younger kids.
Okay.
I had a 12-year-old come in who was like 6'6".
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's like, how are you going to fit on this thing? But no, it's good. It's interesting for sure.
Does Luke help you with their hands at all? I remember playing that Sunday Night League in Elmira there a few times. I have never seen hands unreal. Like, talk about making the guy look stupid. Like, I honestly cannot believe what that guy is able to do with a puck on a stick. Like, just what kind of things does he say, and like, and just into regards of like developing that part of your game, because it is unreal what he can do with a puck.
Yeah, Luke's pretty creative, and that's something that he's helped me a lot. Like, even if I'm trying something that I'm never going to do in a game, he loves it because it means I'm being creative and thinking outside the box. So he pushes that a lot. Watching Luke in Sunday nights, he'll step on the puck and kick it to box. Like,
I hate that.
I know he practices stuff like that and it works, and it's super scary because you just look like an idiot.
There's nothing worse than beer league one-on-one with him, and even if even if you just let up a little bit and then try to swipe it at the last minute, and you're trying to make it look like, I'm not really trying, he'll still make you look like an absolute idiot out there.
Yeah, and what he's taught me a lot is like being able to engage someone. He'll stick handle. You'll kind of notice it. He stick handles like almost into traffic. Gets you to hop on it, and then he'll just like lose you, and you're gone.
Yeah.
So like, just like looking for little things like that. it's fun watching him do the drills because he's pretty fun to watch overall. I remember I played him on the pond. We were doing a training session this winter on the pond, and we were doing a one-on-one, and he just I couldn't even find the puck, like, and he was just gone.
Okay, here's something I just thought of, because I know you you got into the gym and you've done a couple like training routines for people. Is that even the right word for that? As you can tell, I'm not a workout guy. Is that the right
that's
word?
good.
That's good. So okay, so
not
we're
a workout guy.
so yeah,
Gerbs,
but okay.
we're running now.
Yeah, this is what I'm getting into. So we're Poolsy and I are in a run club. Like it's just on an app, and we have a little battle going. It's only been 4 days, so it could be over within a week.
Another 4 days, yeah.
But we're buzzing. We're buzzing. I'm feeling good about it. And so what I need to know from you is, one, should I be chugging water all day leading up to it, or what do I need to give myself more energy? Because I'll be like at 2.5K and I'm just burnt out. And then here's the other. So tonight after work I ran. And I got back and I'm just sweating. I'm like, okay, let's make something healthy up. I have no clue what is the right thing to eat in that moment. So I put 3 eggs in the frying pan, put some cheese on top, and just ate it. And I thought I was being like the healthiest guy ever. Okay, so tell me some other things that I should eat after, because I think what do they say, that it's most important to eat right after a workout? Is that right?
Really?
I don't know.
It depends also. Yeah, I would say any sort of like protein and carb after a workout is kind of going to burn pretty quick. Protein is just going to help you not be like sore. It's going to rebuild a little bit. I don't know a whole lot of stuff about this. Like I got like Taylor to kind of help me out. And simple thing is just like you can never eat enough greens.
Okay. All right.
Spinach for lunch. As far as like carbohydrates, you still need like protein at every meal. Like try and go for that. Okay. It's pretty tough. You'll find that. And then some carbs, because carbs are your source of energy, and like some fats too, like healthy fats.
So no keto diet then.
No keto. Well, it depends what you're looking to. I would eat different than like someone if someone's trying to shed weight, or if someone's trying to build muscle, like you're gonna eat totally differently. So
I'd say I'm more on the shed weight side of that.
Shedding. Yeah, I've done that. I did that.
And I have picture proof of what where you've come. So I think we'll kind of end on, you talked a little bit about you're going out to the US in like 2 days. Is that right?
Yeah, at least Saturday.
Yeah, so this is actually coming out Tuesday, so you're in the U.S. when people are listening to this. But what's the plan out there? How long are you going for, and how many teams are you seeing during that time?
Yeah, so I'm only going for a week. I got a phone call while I was in BC skating with Kelowna from Twin City Thunder and NCDC. So as far as I'm like looked into it a little bit, it's kind of like a development program, like collegiate development league. So States leagues are a meltdown. Yeah. But I'm skating. It's kind of like a tier 2 junior A in quotations, I would say. Right. So I'm skating there for a week. Got a phone call to ask me to come down and 3 skates, 4 workouts. Nice. Kind of just, they want to watch me a little bit, have the coaching staff there. Yeah. So yeah, that's the big plan. We'll see how it goes. Just them, no other teams. So, okay. So you'll just be out there for like a week. Yeah. Nice.
We'll have to quarantine when you get back.
I believe I will. Yeah. So I'm actually I'm not flying into Canada. I'm flying into Buffalo, and then I'm cabbing to over the border. So then I'll get a test before I go on the plane, test at the border, and then a test 3 days later. So I'll know pretty quick if I have COVID. Right. Yeah. So, yeah.
And we got to ask one more thing before we end off here. Your proudest hockey moment so far from your career?
Mm-hmm. Proudest hockey moment. Apart from, I would say making Elmira was my biggest one. The coaches, they could speak on my behalf for that. When I went to prospect camp with Elmira, they told me I wasn't going to make the team that year. They said, yeah, you look pretty good. Like, we'll give you another year, and then we'll maybe look at you next year. And then summer went by, and then I made the team that fall. So that was probably my proudest moment. Mm-hmm. Kind of sitting in there with the head coach and the GM and stuff, and getting to sign the sheet there. I was pretty choked up. That was like my childhood dream, living in Elmira and then playing in Elmira as well. And
bet on yourself.
Yeah. Kind of a funny one aside from that is my first goal. It took me 13 games to score my first goal. So I was able to get that. And then the same game, my parents weren't there. They went on vacation like 2 days before. So I scored my first goal, and then that same game I got my first hat trick.
Yeah, I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that was pretty sweet.
That's sweet.
Pretty electric bench when that happened. So.
Yeah, that's sweet. And then we'll finish on this one now. So there's one guy, I don't know if you would say, I'm sure you would say he helped you get where you are, Zach Barrage. He was your coach for multiple years, right? So he's going to be helping us out a little bit. So he's pretty he's quite the character on the bench sometimes. Yeah. And is there one like funny Barrage story that comes to mind when he was your coach for all those years? I should have got you to prep for this because I'm sure there's a few memories you can think of. Even just like he would scream at refs.
Yeah, I think like there's a couple. I think I got like 2 stories. So when I was younger and he was my coach, I remember it was like him and Jake Radcliffe, who you guys both know, I think.
Yeah.
They were coaching together.
Yeah.
And it was a funny year. One morning practice, I remember, like we didn't touch pucks. Like, we skated the whole practice because he was bad, and like him and Rad were kind of like bickering back at each other. So then I think the anger kind of stirred a bit.
Yeah.
Second one was probably I believe it was OMHA or OHF's when we lost to Center Wellington. We lost both ones. It was OHF's because I was out OMHA finals. OHF finals comes along. We lose in double overtime again, and I remember Barrage like losing his mind, like saying he was gonna like fight the ref and like was walking out on the ice like looking so like putting his arms out and stuff. So like Barrage, he gets pretty fired up on the bench. Great coach though. I loved him. He gave me a lot of opportunity and he knows where to put guys. So
absolutely
sweet coach. Definitely helped me develop and put a little bit of like trust in me too, which I wasn't used to growing up. So
absolutely. Well, Keats, thanks for doing this. Good luck in the States and good luck for whatever's next. We're pulling for you, and we'll do this again for sure.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me out. It means a lot.
Yeah, thank you.